Call or visit a Fidelity branch today. Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. And Cayman Pharmacy Group, with locations in West Base and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. And Seaboard Marine. With over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling Seaboard Marine at 949-4977.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orit Connor.
Good morning and welcome to For the Record. Today is Monday, the 3rd day of September 2018. I trust that everyone had an enjoyable weekend, a peaceful weekend as well. Sad news on several fronts. We, in the Cayman Islands, have lost two highly respected individuals in the music industry here in the Cayman Islands. So during the course of the show this morning, when we take our commercial breaks, at least two of our commercial breaks, we will play a tribute, musical tribute to those two fallen icons. They are Mr. Melvin Augustine and Mr. Gregory, as well. So, again, the Cayman Islands mourns the loss of, two well-established, two well-recognized persons in our community. I want to thank you, our listening and viewing audience, for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy and wet roads of the Cayman Islands this morning. As you welcome us into your places of work, whether it be an office cubicle or if you're working in the outdoors. For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Orit Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. Our phone lines are always open. There is always someone there waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Of course, if you don't like to talk on the telephone, you can email us at For the Record. That is one word, For the Record, at candw.ky. Additionally, we have a WhatsApp number. That WhatsApp number is 925-3261. We welcome you to send us a text message or leave us a voice note. If you leave us a voice note, then the contents of that voice note will be played during the course of the show. If you send us a text message, then we will either read it exactly the way you've written it, or we may paraphrase it as well. And of course, we are on YouTube. And all you have to do is subscribe to Radio Cayman live stream, and you can follow us on YouTube as well. This morning, we will be discussing Recovery Month here in the Cayman Islands. The month of September has been designated as Recovery Month. And it is our pleasure to have in the studio with us this morning two members from the Department of Counseling. We have with us Miss Ann Donalds, who's the Residential Program Aide at Caribbean Haven. And we also have with us Mr. Ansel Worrell, who is the Addiction Counselor at the Department of Counseling, and I would imagine that also includes Caribbean Haven as well.
That's right.
So I want to say a pleasant good morning to the both of you. I believe this is the first time for both of you on For the Record.
Yes, I believe.
Not on Radio Cayman, but on For the Record
Yes.
as well. So I want to say a pleasant good morning and welcome to For the Record to both of you.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's my pleasure, and this is a very important topic that we will be talking about this morning. We know that some people are reluctant to discuss these issues, but at the same time, we certainly want to welcome anyone who wants to engage, who wants to share in the conversation, who may wish to share either their experiences or comment on what we will have to say this morning as well. So first of all, I'd like you to tell us about the whole idea of Recovery Month, how long it has been in existence in the Cayman Islands. What is the theme of Recovery Month in this September as well?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Connor. Well, we have been celebrating the Department of Counseling Services in the Cayman Islands have been celebrating Recovery Month for the last 10 years. And every year it's a different theme. And Miss Anne, she's going to...
So the theme this year is Join the Voices of Recovery, Invest in Health, Home, Purpose, and Community.
Okay.
So we will be having, or TCC, which is the Counseling Center, we'll be having some presentations as well as the Family Resource Center, which is our two different sections of the counseling services. There's also Caribbean Haven. They'll be having presentations, which for the counseling center, it will be in West Bay on September 19th. Mm-hmm. The location will be determined. They will announce it. And the Family Resource Center will be having some presentations on what they do and what they focus on September 26th. And that also will be determined. They will announce that. But they will be holding presentations to understand more about Recovery Month. The Family Resource Center will be more focused on the families and the children, and the counseling center focuses more on individual therapy and substance abuse or misuse.
Okay. Mr. Worrell, anything you want to add to that?
No, just to reiterate that the Department of Counseling, of course, is divided into three branches. That is the Counseling Center, and that's located in Georgetown. The Family Resource Center is also in Georgetown, and Caribbean Haven, which is our residential services or inpatient, that is located in Breakers.
Okay. So you have inpatient services as well as outpatient services that,
yes.
that you provide?
That's correct.
That's
okay.
right.
Let's tell our listening and viewing audience something about those two services.
Okay, well, the Counseling Center, first of all, they provide what we will call the outpatient services. They also have DUI classes. They have intensive outpatient. They do relapse prevention groups and other educational groups. So all this is for outpatient. Mm-hmm. If one requires, say, inpatient or residential treatment stay, then they would contact, or they could also contact the counseling center, but they would be referred to Caribbean Haven, where we would do an assessment, assess their needs, and we would do an intake.
Mm-hmm. So if someone chose to voluntarily submit to the program, that can be done as well, as opposed to being referred through either the courts or some other agency?
That's
yes.
right. That's right.
Go right ahead, Ms. Donalds.
Yeah, they can, and for inpatient treatment, it is voluntary. They have to want to come, but there are instances where it might be mandated for the courts to have them experience inpatient treatment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it is voluntary.
Yes, sometimes we do have where a friend or a family member might call and say, I want my son or daughter or cousin or friend to get help. So what we would recommend is the person has to call, because we have to do an assessment. So they have to call in person, and we have to get that information from them personally.
Okay. Now, there are several key messages that you want to convey to our listening and viewing audience as well. And let's talk a little bit, about those mental and substance use disorders and how prevalent they are in our community, and how it is important for people in the Cayman Islands to understand how to go about seeking help if they want help. You mentioned before about possibly family members referring a family member or a colleague, maybe referring someone. How do people become aware of that? How do we let people know that those services are available out there, and understanding how to go about it?
Well, we have in the past announcements on radio, on television. We have flyers. We reach out to people, and we do have people calling. And we want to thank our partner agencies also, because we work alongside the Department of Community Rehabilitation. We work alongside the drug rehabilitation. We work with the mental health inpatient and outpatient services at the health services. We work with the National Workforce Development Agency. We want to thank Miss Jean, especially there. She's a real hard worker, Miss Solomon. So we have all these agencies that we partner with, and they actually assist our clients. And we would get referral from some of those agencies also. So we get referrals from the drug court, or we get referrals from probation department. We also do assessments at the prison, at Northwood Prison. So sometimes we get referrals from Northwood Prison also. So, and we do have the people that call in, So there are a lot of referrals. But what we want to highlight also is the mental health aspect, because sometimes, we talk about substance misuse, abuse issues, but research has pointed out that a lot of people who self-medicate, they also have other issues or underlying mental health issues. There are anxiety issues that people self-medicate. There are depression issues. There are bipolar. There are a lot of mental health issues. Research has also pointed out that there are a lot of personality disorders in people that use or abuse substances. So the program, especially at Caribbean Haven, the treatment center, we are working on the program also to develop that aspect of the program, so we could,
incorporate those mental health issues as well as tackle the substance misuse.
Okay. Now, I know we have seen quite recently quite a bit of talk about how we address mental health issues here in the Cayman Islands, whether or not we have not placed enough emphasis on it, whether or not we have proper residential facilities, for it. And I believe there are some moves in that direction. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we want to continue to talk more about those things. And, of course, we won't want to lose sight of the fact that we're also, talking, about Recovery Month as well. And we will concentrate also on some of the activities during this month as well. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Plenty to see and do, I'll mention in
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
The past half-century have offered Cayman a significant growth spurt. The 1950s were a launchpad year, with a number of hotels opening as tourism began to increase. In 1953, an airfield was opened in Grand Cayman, eventually replacing the seaplane service which had operated since the 1940s. Also in 1953, the Georgetown Hospital was opened and Barclays Bank, the first commercial bank, started doing business here. A few years later, in 1956, the weather station at Owen Roberts International Airport on Grand Cayman began operation. And then in 1959, Cayman received its first written constitution, which granted women the right to vote. And the Cayman Islands ceased to be a dependency of Jamaica. Radio Cayman's Historical Facts Vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
Why rush around paying bills when you can pay most of your bills online? Cayman National offers an extensive list of service providers. Visit CaymanNational.com and log on to our personal or business online banking systems. Not an online banking customer? Contact their customer support team on 949-8300 for more information.
Did you hear that Vamt Motors has your sale going on now? And you get your choice on the money you'll save on your new car or truck?
My sale? My choice? Really?
Yeah, and they have lots of cars on sale, some up to $7,000 off.
Sounds pretty good.
It gets even better. You can choose to take the full discount, or you can get some or all of it as cash back.
Extra cash back would be great.
Exactly. And you can even use the savings to extend your warranty or service plan so you'll drive worry-free for years longer.
Another good idea.
If you want to upgrade with something like a new roof rack or backup camera, you can choose that too.
Wow, I get to choose?
Yeah, that's why it's your sale, your choice. Going on now at Vamt Motors on Walkers Road, while stocks last.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Can you explain what a less than container load is for shipment and what your minimum charge is?
Sure. A less than container load, or LCL, is any overseas shipment that does not require the full space of a container. At Seaboard, we have great rates for small packages. Just let us know the dimensions of your package and we'll help you out from there.
Shipping shore to shore,
Are you kidding me?
What's wrong?
I ran out of my meds and I have an interview in about an hour.
Why not call CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy? They'll be able to help.
You think so?
Absolutely. Their pharmacists are brilliant for fast, efficient and professional service.
CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. We strive to make your health our concern. We recognize the complexities of pharmaceuticals and the need to personalize your care. That is why we offer personalized one-on-one counseling. Call us today or visit our website at CaymanPharmacy.com.
Sometimes things just don't go as planned. That's why you need Contractors All-Risk Insurance from Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Ensure you're covered in the event of property damage and third-party injury or damage claims during your construction projects. And with Fidelity Insurance Brokers, you can be sure you are getting competitive pricing and superior customer service. Call us today for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record, with your host, Auret Connor.
Good morning, and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me this morning, I have the pleasure of having Miss Ann Donalds, who's the residential program aide at Caribbean Haven, and Mr. Ansel Worrell, who's the addiction counselor at the Department of Counseling and also Caribbean Haven. We're talking about Recovery Month here in the Cayman Islands, and we will be talking about the various aspects of recovery, be it addiction issues, mental health issues as well. And before we went to the commercial break, we were talking about the issue of mental health, and I did mention the fact that I think the Cayman Islands government is now looking at establishing a mental health facility here in the Cayman Islands. There, I've seen some documentation in relation to a steering group that had been established for that purpose, but I believe that we have gone beyond that, and I'll find additional information in relation to that, because when it comes to residential mental health in the Cayman Islands, I think we here in the Cayman Islands have to look to other jurisdictions for assistance in that area, which proves to be extremely stressful, not only on the individual who has to receive the treatment, but on families as well, in terms of being separated in all instances by vast bodies of water as well. So I will throw the mic back to my two guests here in the studio.
Well, Mr. Connor, I know our supervisor, Ms. Esther Taylor, I know she is part of that group that is working with the creation of that mental health facility. And we are happy that that would be coming on stream in the near future because, yes, as you rightly mentioned, there is a great need for more mental health services in the Cayman Islands.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the effects of addiction on individuals, how it affects not only the individual, it affects the family, how it affects the community as well. And I'll just throw this into the mix that we see many petty crimes taking place in the Cayman Islands. Some instances that petty crime is simply because people are greedy and they don't want to work for what they want, but they see someone else with it and they figure the best way for me to get it is to basically let me, burglarize their home or whatever. Many instances we see it also being done to fund people's addictions as well. Let's talk about the effect on the individuals. Let's talk about the effect on families. Let's talk about the effect on our communities.
Okay. Well, first of all, some people understand addiction as, the individual can just stop or, just say no. Why can't they just say no? Our approach to addiction and substance misuse is that it's a disease and it has to be treated. The individual just cannot stop or just cannot say